Hi there mate, how's it going? It's Benja here, and today we'll look ahead to the Season 6 finale of Line of Duty. We've got a lot of topics to cover and I won't beat around the bush. We'll start with the most important question. Is Osborne the Fourth Man, and will he be found out? I think the answer to the second part of that question is yes. I do think we'll learn who H is. I believe that's what this whole season has been about. In fact, in the season finale trailer, it says every investigation has led to this, and then every single letter disappears except H. You could view this as a classic example of hype building, but I don't think it's that. I think we are really discovering the truth this Sunday. Also in the trailer, we see a handwritten document which features the word definite, and it is misspelled. The way Kate and Steve look at Ted suggests that this document was written by Ted, but I think that's a misdirection. They're purposefully trying to make Ted look a little bit suspicious, and they almost got me earlier in the season because they're good at it. But when you think about it, there's no way it's Ted. When everybody tried to shut down this Fourth Man investigation, he kept it going, so why would he do that if he was bent? Why wouldn't he be happy that he went undetected? The most obvious candidate for the Fourth Man is Chief Constable Philip Osborne, and yeah, that wouldn't shock anybody. It's not a twist, we've seen it coming. I'm sure that'll make some people unhappy, but honestly I'm okay with it. I don't always need a surprising reveal in these crime shows. It's alright to have villains that you build up gradually. You know they're villains, it doesn't shock you, but they still do the job because you slowly discover just how evil they are. I think that's the measure of a good villain. It's how much you can hate them, not how surprised you are when you discover they are evil. That's why I would be fine with Osborne being the Fourth Man. You might remember that Line of Duty kicked off with Osborne. He was the first corrupt officer we came across. He was the head of a counter-terrorism unit. Steve was part of Osborne's team, and an operation went horribly wrong when they kicked in the wrong door and killed an innocent man. Osborne told his officers to lie, that the quote-unquote suspect was aggressive and the shooting was justified. Everybody followed his orders except Steve, which is why he was forced to leave counter-terrorism and join AC-12. Then in this season, we learn Osborne was involved in the Lawrence Christopher case while he was under the command of Marcus Thurwell, who we know was in bed with Tommy Hunter. One of Lawrence's attackers was Tommy's son Darren Hunter, and Tommy made sure Darren went free. This is probably when Osborne was recruited. We know that OCGs blackmail officers that are useful to them, and at that point, Osborne's cooperation was needed to sweep the Lawrence Christopher case under the rug. Osborne slowly rose up the ranks while other band coppers like Derek Hilton got nicked, and that gave Osborne more and more power both within the police force and within the OCG. And his final play is to dismantle anti-corruption. 90% of its budget is gone. Ted is forced to retire. Carmichael has the new AC unit, and Osborne publicly throws the Police and Crime Commissioner Rohan Sinwani under the bus because Rohan tries to fight these changes behind closed doors. With all of this in mind, there's no way Osborne isn't bent. I just don't think that's a possibility, but maybe he's not the Fourth Man. I'm open to that idea. Maybe he's still being blackmailed by the real culprit. But who else could be the Fourth Man? Well, a lot of people in my comment section seem to think that it could be Deputy Chief Constable Andrea Wise, and the more I think about it, the more sense it makes. First of all, the last H is commonly referred to as the Fourth Man now, and that makes me suspicious. Maybe it's a woman, and the writers intentionally started calling it the Fourth Man to make sure Andrea Wise would go under the radar. Andrea could be the one pulling the strings behind the scenes and ordering Osborne around using some blackmail material, but she must be doing it without revealing her identity. I don't think anybody, including Osborne, knows that Andrea is the Fourth Man, if she is indeed the Fourth Man. I believe her plan is to prepare the Central Police for her ascension. Osborne does her bidding by gutting anti-corruption, and he gets rid of Rohan and Ted. Andrea then exposes Osborne and claims the throne. She becomes the Chief Constable. But like I said, for this to work, nobody can know Andrea is the Fourth Man, including Osborne. We should also remember that Andrea was the one who brought in Patricia Carmichael in Season 5 to investigate Ted. Maybe Andrea did the same thing this season and told Osborne to select Carmichael as the head of the new anti-corruption unit. I think this scenario, Wise being the fourth man, is more likely if the show will continue beyond season 6, which it probably will. They will nick Osborne in the season finale, and then we'll see the big reveal that Andrea was behind it all. And then in season 5, they'll go after Andrea. I think that would be some convincing television and set things up nicely for the future. Let's move on to our third question. What will happen to Joe in prison? As you know, there are banned prison guards that are working for the OCG, and one of them previously poured boiling water on Lizzie Denton's hands, and then she also broke Farida Jatri's arm to prevent both of them from talking to AC-12. So things are not looking good for Joe. In the trailer, we witness a prisoner transport featuring Joe, and it looks like AC-12 have wisened up after the Jimmy Lakewell fiasco, and they've set something up to catch OCG operatives red-handed during Joe's transfer. So I believe Joe will be fine for now, and she might even consider talking and sharing new information. This could be how Osborne is exposed. Maybe Joe reveals his identity, or maybe Osborne is caught relaying details about Joe's transfer to the OCG. Our penultimate question is, will Ted really retire? This might be the most difficult one to predict because Ted is an essential character on the show, and if there are more seasons on the way, he shouldn't be retiring. But if this is the end of the line, if you're not gonna get any more episodes, I guess then it makes sense for this character to move on. But let's put that aside and focus on what can happen in the season finale. I think Ted could contact another constabulary to investigate the Central Police because he thinks the chain of command is compromised. I have no idea if there are procedures for that, but that could be one solution. He would probably have to go as far away from the Midlands as he can because OCGs are influential in that area. For example, I don't think he can contact the East Midlands Constabulary because we've already seen there were band coppers in that force. In fact, the band copper was under Carmichael's command. So if Ted gets outside help, it has to be from a police force far away. Another solution for Ted would be to convince Carmichael to go after Osborne. Like I said in my previous video, I don't think Carmichael is bent, but she prioritizes her career over nicking band coppers. But let's say Joe exposes Osborne, she gives AC-12 some credible evidence. I believe then Carmichael would investigate Osborne. Getting back to our main question, I don't think Ted will retire. I think he will nick Osborne, but then we'll find out Andrea was behind it all, and in the next season Ted will go after her to wrap things up. Last but not least, will Steve's painkiller addiction come back to bite him? In episode 6, Steve received a final warning from Occupational Health, and he will be suspended if he doesn't book an appointment in the next 5 days. Considering how busy he is, I don't think that appointment is happening, and Steve will be suspended at the end of the season. Although I doubt this will affect the Fourth Man investigation, I think this painkiller storyline is setting Steve up for the future. I think he will have to take some time off and sort himself out. And when he comes back, there won't be a place for him in anti-corruption, and he will once again get in touch with Nicola Rogerson from the Serious and Organized Crime Unit. At the start of next season, Steve will be working there, just like how Kate was working for the murder investigation team to start season 6. And unfortunately, that's all the time I've got for today. I wish I had more time on my hands to delve deeper into some other topics, but yeah, it is now time to hear what you guys think will happen in the finale. So leave your comments down below, like this video if you've enjoyed this breakdown, and subscribe for more movie reviews and TV show breakdowns. That's it for now, take care and see you in the next video.